So what can we expect out of a Trump presidency? I'm going to try to analyze this so that way we can accurately predict what's going to happen. He's definitely going to do a lot of shit talking, right? A lot of shit talking. And so, talking shit. A lot of fighting words, right? He's going to be issuing a lot of fighting words. Oh, that Kaepernick's a son of a bitch. So, he's going to stoke the flames of racism, and he's going to be okay apparently with police brutality. So okay with police brutality and racism. So let's go on with all the different, we already have a semester, right? We already have a tenure. He's already been in office for a day. He's already been in office for 4 years. So that means we already have a record. So what's going to happen? I feel like the dollar might fall. The dollar might fall. I'm not sure how I got to that conclusion. Let's see here. Should I start with this? Let's just start with the first page. Okay, so the page that's on top here. I think that the United States empire, we're going to continue to try to dominate militarily. And like in Africa, you're going to have the BRICS country. You're going to have Brazil, Russia, India, China, who's going to work on their economics. They're going to work on their infrastructure. They're going to work on themselves. And so they'll win over Africa by helping them build projects instead of militarily dominating them. So I do predict that the dollar will fall unless they adopt a Mero coin, unless they get some sort of Bitcoin, absorb it into the dollar. Because the dollar's going down. They're not trading with the dollar anymore. The BRICS country. Russia and China, they already made an agreement where they're not trading with the dollar. It's not the world reserve currency anymore. One good thing is that maybe in 2 years or 4 years, that only progressives will win the midterm elections. There wasn't a blue wave. Democrats have forgotten about the working class. So perhaps the working class will be focused on by the resistance. So the resistance will continue. And the working class will be the focus. And so that'll be good for unions. And then I'm not sure what the solution is. I mean, anarchy just means no government. Then you have socialism, which, is all for one and one for all. And then you have, classical liberalism and anti-fascism. These are the only things that, fascism is going to increase. So that means every fucking asshole. I think crime will increase too, because if the government's filled with criminals, isn't that what Snowden said, that if the people who point out crime or stop crime are considered the criminals, then you're being run by criminals. So anarchy, socialism, classical liberalism, and anti-fascism is the only thing that's going to defeat fascism. I think we're going to have more fracking, so it's going to be more earthquakes. It looks like he's going to cede Ukraine territory to Russia. So that's Captain Capitulation. That's going to be a Neville Chamberlain. He's going to be a Neville Chamberlain. He's going to go ahead and give Ukraine to Russia. That's going to embolden Putin. Is he going to do more invasions? He's going to put tariffs on China. He's going to put tariffs on a bunch of things. He's going to put tariffs on steel. He's going to put tariffs on solar panels and washing machines. This is what he did in the first administration. He's going to put a tariff on aluminum and steel, solar panels, washing machines, and ultimately that's a tax on consumers. It makes things more expensive. I think we're going to see higher gas prices. He's going to give the oil companies a bunch of money, and because he gives the oil company a bunch of money, they're going to take that money. They're going to gouge for profits. They're going to take the government money, and they're not going to feel so overwhelmingly good in their souls that they'll just give the common working people a chance. Give the common working people a break. Maybe we should just give them a break. So the tariffs is going to run into the economy. That's going to make the economy worse. People are struggling. He's going to deport the dreamers. I think the biggest mandate that he has actually is with deportation. So we're going to see mass deportation. You're going to deport the dreamers, but you can't go after birthright citizenship. They were talking about the 22nd Amendment too. Bannon. They don't seem to understand the damn Constitution. Well, it doesn't say consecutive. It says you can't do 2 terms. What do you think that means? It means you can do 3 terms? No, you can't do 2 terms. It says you can't be elected to 2 terms, so maybe if you was the vice president for the 3rd term and something had happened to the president, maybe you could become the 3rd term president, but that's the whole point is you get your 8 years and then you're done. You get, 2 terms. You get your 2 terms and that's it. So if they want to try to end birthright citizenship, the 14th Amendment, they cannot do that. He cannot serve another term. So we only can, this hellscape, this fascist hellscape, this racist, misogynist, fascist hellscape is only going to last for 4 years. And then hopefully it'll be over. Hopefully we don't continue to elect these bastards. Hopefully we'll have, Bernie Sanders was perfect. He was an old statesman, senator. He was a perfect person to build a coalition around. The problem with the French Revolution was that the revolutionary leftists couldn't get their shit figured out. And so Napoleon came in and provided a much needed stability. Bernie Sanders was a perfect candidate to coalesce around. But you can't end birthright citizenship unless you have a brand new amendment or a new constitution. So unless you have a new constitutional convention or you're planning on passing the amendment and passing the new amendment, we haven't done that since 1992. That's a very hard thing to do. And a new constitutional convention, I don't see the batshit crazy motherfuckers doing that, but we'll see more pipelines, maybe probably definitely a quicker genocide, right? He was like, get it over by the time he's inaugurated. Just get it over by the time he's inaugurated. He's, I think he's fucking shooing. He was acting like that it's going to be, he just says in the war, but he doesn't say that they're not doing the one fucking thing that they need to do. There's 2 fucking sides, right? So why don't you consider the Palestinian side? You ever thought about that, considering the Palestinian side? When you get 6 million people and you move into an area with 6 million people, I bet you the 6 million people that was already living there be pretty pissed off. Harry Truman. So I think he's going to be captain capitulation with Putin. I think that the genocide, I would hate to think that it's going to happen quicker. If there's one thing about the resilience of the Palestinian people, they are resilient. They're not jumping into the ocean. They're not committing mass suicide. They're living out in the fucking cold. They're freezing to fucking death. They're living in the goddamn tents. And they're trying their best to fucking hold the fuck on. It's ridiculous how the whole world is watching this. And the whole world sees this shit. That's going to put every American that goes overseas in harm's way. They see what you're fucking doing. You're not the good guy anymore. You're the fucking stormtroopers. You're the bad fucking guy. You're not here to help anybody. You got homelessness on your streets. You don't care about the health of your neighbors. You don't give a shit about the working class and the poor. Jimmy Carter declared a war on ignorance and injustice and a war on poverty. He promised that he wasn't going to do a nationwide abortion ban, so that gives me some, hope. But maybe I shouldn't hope at all because he said he wasn't going to do those H-1B visas either, too, and now he's doing them. So you can't trust the motherfucker, basically. He's easily swayed. I don't know. If that came out of Elon, I think when it comes to free speech, that'd be a good thing. If Donald listens to Elon on free speech matters and maybe intellectual, technological matters, maybe the Bitcoin, the Amero, get the Amero, have 90% of all of our currency is online anyways, or electronic. Everybody's using credit cards, so how is that any different than a fucking Bitcoin? And it's fiat currency. It's not tied to the gold or silver. I think they're going to cut taxes. They're always about cutting taxes and regulation. They're going to try to get corporate taxes down to 15%. What was it at? 38%, 33%, 15%? fuck it, let's just give corporations